Now, ladies and gents, the session between President Ramaphosa and President Trump just came to an end. And boy, I must say, everyone that I've spoken with over the phone after the session or that meeting between the two presidents, all they said was like they were scared of what could go wrong, right? And of which I must say, I'm liking the outcomes, I'm liking the engagement, and it was a cool meeting. And I think some of the people were expecting the South Africa government official, including our president and the business leaders or the other delegates that went there, to be thrown out the White House, but that did not take place. In fact, the meeting ended at a very high note where they were talking about the G20 summit, saying that obviously there was a reporter that asked President Trump if he is going to be coming, and he said honestly, without the United States of America, the G20 loses its meaning, right? Meaning that he's saying, look, it's important for the US to be in the G20 summit, which the president emphasized that, of course, our president emphasized that he would like President Trump to come, and he has been talking, whenever they talk over the phone, he does also say or state the fact that he wants him to come so that he can hand over the next G20 summit, which is supposed to be in the United States of America next year, to him, which is something that is just so great. So I think the delegates that went from South Africa, overall they did well. I suppose there were quite few things that, of course, we can always point out and say whatever we want to say, but overall I think they did well. They represented the country well. Even the Trump's friends, the golfers, the message was one, and that is, let the two countries work together. Something very interesting that I like from our president. I think when he started on his introduction, you will notice that he speaks about the relationship between South Africa and the United States of America being a mutual relationship where, in as much as South Africa is benefiting from the United States of America, also America is benefiting from us. I mean, there are 600 US companies that have offices or that are in South Africa at this very moment, and they've hired a lot and lots of South Africans, which I think it's around 500,000 if my memory serves me well. This was said by the COSATU president. I mean, she did a very good job of presenting her story, right? Or their story, which is something that was great. So they're employing 500,000, and this also, I think it's something that is very good. But something that also I think President Ramaphosa also highlighted is that there are 22 companies, South African companies, that are operating in the US that are also, of course, giving jobs to Americans or the US citizens, which is something that is also great, and it used to be well noted. It is something that is very good. So this was a fruitful meeting, which I suppose right now Trump, wherever he is, he has got mixed emotions now. He has got a lot to decide, right? And they are going to have a closed room meeting where they discuss some of these things, and hopefully the solution. But judging from what we saw on the screen, right, but during the debate, during the meeting, I think the meeting went well. The delegations led by our very own President Ramaphosa went well. Overall, everyone said great stuffs. Like I said, there are some that, of course, some things that we could also obviously underline, but overall, everything went well. It was very interesting to see the representatives from South Africa and the representative of the United States of America. I saw that Elon Musk was also there, and I was so worried that he would be involved in the meeting and try to open a dialogue. I suppose that is what it was supposed to be. And look, man, in as much as Trump is hearing this side of the stories, or heard those stories from some of the Afrikaners that sent him or that are telling him this information, but there is the other side of the story which was told today, and hopefully this also makes Trump now to really see a true picture of what is happening, right? I mean, something that I think this one I will say, something that made people raise a lot of eyebrows. It was when President Trump said, "Why don't you arrest Julius Malema or Mr. Julius Malema?" And I wondered what was going to be the response, but I think the president easily dealt with that question, and it was quickly buried, which is something that I think it was pretty good. And yeah, man, I think it's all great. It's all good. The meeting went well, and hopefully we get to see a resolution coming. Hopefully the G20, or when the G20 comes to South Africa, which by the way it's between the 22nd and the 23rd of November, President Trump also comes to South Africa, which will be so great. I think there are more chances of him coming than previously, because what we've been hearing previously, it's just stories of Trump always maybe attacking South Africa, but seeing the representation that went there and what they put on the table and what they said, I think things should be well, right? Or things should go very well, which is something that I think all South Africans want to see, maybe except for the small minority that are still laying a lot of complaints that want South Africa maybe not to prosper. But anyways, I think the meeting went well, and I thought I'd come and give you this latest developments. Tell me what you think, man. I think you and me can agree that even though there's still going to be a meeting where there are no cameras, no media, you and me can agree that I can agree that there are some good positive things that are going to come out from that meeting. Judging from what we just saw in the public, I mean, there is no a heat or test than the one that was what we saw in the media, because media were just throwing questions and all that. And look, in the closed space where there's no media, of course there can be more fruitful engagements that could lead to fruitful collaborations, which is something that is great and something that we want to see for both countries. I mean, some people were expecting, like I said, these things to go out of proportion, but it never happened. We saw the meeting, of course, starting well. And one thing that I like about our president, I think everyone in South Africa can attest to this, he's the most calm president I've ever seen. Like, you can all be jumping, you can be screaming, you can be doing whatever. He remains calm. He remains calm, and I think that honestly helped during the negotiations, because he was the guy speaking the most, right? And of which, if he did not have that character in him of remaining calm at situations, or when tensions are there, or when obviously there are issues that are being raised. I mean, if it was another president being showed that video where, of course, it was played where the EFF President Julius Malema was singing and all that, he could have been easily triggered, but he remained calm and he dealt with the situation in a calm manner, which obviously I think it was a good thing from him, a good character. We are led South African, and I think we should honestly give thanks to the team that went there. I think they did a good job. I think the situation from now on becomes better. Relations of South Africa and US resetted and start on a new clean page. That is what the president of our country, or President Ramaphosa, said. Anyways, thought I'd give you this quick update. Tell me what you think. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video and hit the notification bell, because on this channel, these are the kind of news that I give you on a daily basis, and those that have been here for quite some time, you can attest to this. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one. That's all from me, and God bless you all.